Okay, hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to show you 4 stretches here to do if you have tight hips, tight groin, or a tight back. Okay, stretches, it's very, very important to always do a minimum of 30 seconds. With stretches, it's always very important to do a minimum of 30 seconds. So I'm going to show you the hip flexor stretch first. And if you have any knee kind of issues or your knees get really like sore when you're down kneeling, just make sure that you double up your yoga mat. Okay, so with the hip flexor stretch, what you're going to do is you're going to take a half kneeling position. Kneel really, really, really tall, looking up nice and tall. Make sure you're nice and balanced in the front leg. Just have your hands on your hips at first. Deep breath in, breathing out, and you're going to push that hip forwards gently as you're gently leaning back and just breathing as you go. And then what you want to do is you want to take that right arm. I've got my right knee in behind. Got my right arm, reach it right up, okay? Gently push that hip forwards, and as you're gently leaning back, reaching on over, you're going to get that like spot right there on the side of your hips. And you're going to hold for 30 seconds. Okay? And for demonstration purposes and because I got to get to work, so you're going to hold for like 10 seconds. Okay? And then from there, you're going to do your other side as well, making sure that you're balanced. Put that front foot nice and solid in front. Deep breath in, breathing out, leaning back, push the hip forwards, reaching on up. Deep breath and holding. Okay, so 30 seconds each side there. That helps your hip flexor, the hip insertion point on the side of your hips there. And then if you've got tight inner thighs, because your hips, your back, your quads, all your lower body is interconnected. So it's important where you stretch on one side, you stretch on the other side as well. So what you're going to do here is you have your feet together, nice, long, tall spine, deep breath in. Breathe out. If it's available, push down gently on the inside of your inner thighs. That's what you want to do. You want to work with your breath. You take a deep breath in, breathing out, and then pushing down. Okay? And then again, if it's available to come forwards a little bit more and push a little lower, you want to do that. Okay? But again, just focusing on your breath. Deep breath in, breathing out, and pushing down. Okay, and holding again for a minimum of 30 seconds. And then if it's available to go further and you're easing into it with your breath, always ease into it with your breath. Everything begins with the breath and ends with the breath. Okay? Now from there, we're going to stay down on the ground before we go up. I'm going to do what's called a glute pie stretch, or some people call it a pretzel stretch, but the main point of the stretch is the stretch. So this is going to stretch out your glutes and your lower back. So you want to, I've got my right foot bent, left foot comes up over top, hands come through that rabbit hole, so your left hand comes through the thigh, right hand comes around. Take a deep breath in and breathing out as you're gently pushing in. Now, some people have really poor flexibility and mobility in the hip, so sometimes what you might have to do is just pull on the front of your pants, or you grab a towel or a band, and what you want to do before you go to help you, flip it around, cross that leg, deep breath in, breathing out, and again, holding for a minimum of 30 seconds, and then you would do the same thing on the other side, 30 seconds. Okay, so that's the hip flexor stretch, groin stretch, glute pie stretch. Now we're going to go a little bit more to the front. We're going to do quad stretch. Now, if balance is an issue for you, because you don't want to be focusing on worrying about your balance, you want to be focusing on the stretch. Bring that heel in, nice, long, tall posture. Deep breath in, breathing in, pulling that heel in and pushing that hip forwards. Pulling that heel in towards your butt. Deep breath in, breathing out, pushing that hip forwards, working with your breath. And again, 30 seconds on each side, okay? And going from there. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing those stretches continuously for 30 seconds. Stretching elongates your muscles, which helps open up the tightness, any knots and everything that you've going on there. But as well as it's important to do strength training as well. Okay, so for any more information, tips, tricks, and all of that, make sure you visit buttonadventures.com.